The real question is, how many stars?
A few moments later.
Yes! Yes! Oh my God! Yes! Yes! Thank you, Axdarby, coming in. 99-cent super chat. Boom! Goes the dynamite. And there it is, Skull Army! There it is! 5 hours and 54 minutes of madness to get to this point. To not only get to this point, but to bask in the glory of this point. To reminisce to this point. To realize that we still have it, we can still do it, we are still a legendary player in Warships. Let's go, Skull Army. Here we go, guys. Oh, you know it, chicken. You know it, buddy. 6 hours of pushing. We did it, man. We did it for this moment right here. We got 3 hats, 2 pairs of glasses, Skull Army, chicken. Here we go! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's go time. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Here we go. Nom 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 nom. Boom! Goes the dynamite. Oh my Lanta, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and yes, good evening, Skull Army and friends. It's your boy, your friendly neighborhood SkullCrusher, and yes, we're coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, Warships Season 36, Bada Boom, coming to an end, closing up. Finito, no more, and we've done it, guys. Legendary status on my main account, SkullCrusher, and I can't tell you how happy, how exhilarated, how thrilled, how grateful I am for being able to do this, especially considering it's been like literally 14, 15, 16 seasons. I can't even exactly recall, but it's been a very long time since I have reclaimed my legendary status in Warships. Of course, we are parked right now, rocking as close to a ship that as we can get with our anchor dropped, not gonna lie. The grappler does make a excellent anchor for the base art, but none the less here. I just want to share with you my legendary push here, and essentially some tips here that I can share with you that I was able to use and apply myself to get legendary here, and hopefully I can continue this myself, and at the same time too be able to pass on this information and help out any of you watching. And some advice that I would like to give you guys as well is, especially considering last season that I did miss out on top 500 by 14 stars, but I did learn a lot by pushing really hard and still missing out on top 500 last season. And that's essentially that, you know, going dirty 6 or at least 6 ER and as dirty as you can be beneficial and can aid in your help in, you know, securing that top 500. Yes, there's some seasons where 7 ER, you know, will be mandatory, and, you know, a lot of players, especially those top 50 and above, and, you know, of course, a lot of the top 500 players as well will go 7 ER, but there's been multiple season after season after season where you have been able to accomplish top 500 by going 6 engine room and just pretty much picking up everything that you can that will aid you and essentially building the dirtiest 6 ER that you can imagine. I think the only thing I don't have on my tech tree still are troops. You know, warriors, tanks, scorchers. That's right. We even played the whole season without bombardiers as well. So that's right. Hashtag season 36. Bada boom. No bombas. But yeah, notice all the multi-nodes, all the defenses, pretty much all that unlocked, using that to our advantage. And then, of course, the layout that I'm using right now, it's a celebratory layout with regards to hitting legendary. It's the ship with the anchor dropped. But the layout that I was using before, at least on stream, and there's a lot of other players out there pushing right now that are using that layout, it got me to legendary, guys. Definitely got the job done. So my advice definitely would be to go. What's up, Felix? Look at that, look at that. We got the cat. He's just busting in here. I'm in charge. I hope we got that meow on stream. That's hilarious. No, yes, my boy. It's good. Yes, my boy. Do you want to come say hi? We have a guest on stream. You gonna come say hi? Okay, he's a little bit cranky. So yeah, definitely you want to make sure that you go full 36, 6 CR, and try to get as much as the multi-nodes, all the defenses, you know, all the stats that will benefit you on offense and defense as well. Just kind of go full dirty as best as you can, and then find out the dominant, maybe not the dominant, but then after that, go for and look for on the leaderboard, ask your task force, you know, Telegram, Discord, Reddit, wherever you can find with regards to, you know, a defensive layout that is common for whatever you are, 6 or 7, most likely dirty 6, and then build it. So build the 6 CR that everybody's using, and then find out what the attack is. And then when you find out what the attack is, practice it. So you know what, you're push for hours. You know, a lot of people don't have hours to push, but if you are able, I repeat, if you are able, you know, put a few hours aside. Again, able, a lot of people have families, jobs, real life. I get it. I completely get it. I'm a content creator. You know, this is my passion here. I invest, you know, my time into this game for YouTube, and you know, I do have hours to push, which, you know, I'm able to showcase the hits and how they evolve, and just, you know, when you can really practice the hits and, you know, fine tune them, just find a way to do them better than everyone else. I know that sounds a little cliche, but practice will make perfect. So, you know, you've gone full dirty 6, you've got all the offense and defense that will benefit you. Of course, you know, you're using the dominant 6 ER dirty layout. You know, you know what the offensive hit is, or at least what the meta is. You've practiced it. You know, you're doing it better than everyone else. And then when you get to that point, you push like a mad man. You push like a mad woman. You give it your all. You give it your absolute all. And then even when you think you're done, if you're exhausted, take a little break, you come back and you give it a little bit more. It's just, I find that just those aggressive, just nonstop pushes, at least for me, have worked in the past, especially if you're not a consistent top 500 player, where you're not keeping your account in that top 500 leaderboard consistently throughout the season. I especially didn't do that with SkullCrusher. We did, you know, we were out of the top 500 for most of the season, kind of climbing our way up there in the last week, kind of securing some positions, and then of course floating in and out as we did go aggressively for that final top 500 legendary finish. So yeah, once you've fine-tuned the skills, you have the layout, you've got all the tech for the dirty 6, you just push and you go crazy, you go hard AF, my friends. So I hope that's beneficial. I hope that can help you guys with regards to you know, your legendary warship push, or at least your next, you know, top 500 legendary push, whatever it may be, for season 37, and of course moving forward. So we're gonna first start off with the log here, and of course it's not all sunshine and lollipops. As you can see, we do have actually a few losses there, 4 to be exact, but we do have 6 wins as well. Starting off with a striker here. Before striker, actually, let's give a massive shout out to a Rev Doctor there. That was a really epic battle that we did have on a stream there, but none the less here, guys. We're gonna start things off with a striker here. Luckily, this was a full clear. Now, there is a little bit of skill involved with this as well, but you know, enough practice, you know, you will be able to get it, but luck does go a long way here. Now, pay attention to my drop here. Nothing has really changed with my drops here with regards to fighting 6s literally throughout the week here leading up to the final day, or at least parking from yesterday, and that's essentially starting off with clearing the shock mines that are going to be in Bullet's path for the landing here. We will be using Bullet, you know, 4 rocket choppers, 4 heavy choppers as well. We clear the shock mines in Bullet's path. We will then flare the far right as far as we can get normally behind that far right engine room. We'll then draw Bullet with a 2 smoke drop, giving Bullet the coverage he needs to, of course, protect him from the shock launchers. And yes, there's always going to be a shock launcher on the beach that will be in range of him, at least 99% of the time. After we get Bullet up to that second smoke drop, we then will drop 4 heavy choppers on the far left side of the ramp. When Bullet leaves the radius of that second smoke drop, you will then follow up with another smoke to give Bullet the coverage he needs. Go back to the ramp, the far right side of the ramp, then of course you will drop your 4 rocket choppers. Of course, when Bullet leaves the radius of that third third smoke, you'll cycle a shock to pin down the shock launcher that will be closest in range of Bullet. Activate taunt along the way to re-ensure that all defenses will be rendered useless while Bullet is making it to the flare point, and of course giving the rocket choppers the accurate and proper coverage they need. I love how we just literally went through that entire landing for that replay right there, and of course a full clear as well. And look at that, guys. 2 heavy choppers survived that as well. That was pretty epic. And as we do continue to Hazy Farm here, we did end up getting 3 engine rooms, where Hazy Farm did only end up getting 2. So this one's a little bit different because it doesn't have that engine room on the very far right side, so we did have to adjust our flare point accordingly, but nothing really changes on our drop here. See, we still have the 2 smoke drop with Bullet, following up with our taunt, going back to that 3rd smoke drop, heavy chopper sticking to that far left side of the ramp. We dropped the rocket choppers on that far right side of the ramp, and we did actually get good coverage getting into our flare point here. We might have actually lost a rocket chopper already on this, but this is just all about managing Bullet, taunt, and our shocks here. So again, not a bad attack here overall. This is where a little bit of luck is going to go into your favor here with regards to Hazy Farm fizzling and only getting 2 engine rooms. You know, a lot of players have been fairly aggressive here, you know, with regards to getting, you know, 4 or 5, and of course even the full clear. It's just a matter of who's going to be faster when we're both going for that full clear. But of course, when you are attacking, you should always be aggressive. You know, there are some situations where you will actually go in and, you know, plan for engine rooms plus damage. 4 ER was a perfect example of that. You know, with the heavy rush, when we were planning on just, you know, most of us were 2 engine rooms plus damage, but there you can see we did get the 3 engine rooms, and it was enough to win. And as we do continue past Hazy Farm there, we do have 3 RB Bushi here. So this was a pretty epic one here. 3 RB Bushi was a little bit slower, but nonetheless. So pay attention to our drop here. Of course, there's that far right flare, and there's a couple critter boxes coming out to clear our shock lines in Bullet's path. The 2 smoke drop, following up with the taunt, 3rd smoke. Pay attention. We've got the heavy choppers coming out on the far left side, 4 rocket choppers coming out on that far right side, and we do literally render all these defenses useless. You know, the 3 rocket launchers, that sniper tower, as Bullet and the rocket choppers get into position there. Beautiful coverage here, of course, as we do manage the attack and progress forward here. At this point, we're pretty much just managing our shocks and our taunting here. It's really, really important to kind of cycle those back and forth. You know, as we do get closer to doom cannons here, you know, cycle a shock on a doom cannon, then you're going to go back and taunt, follow up with the further doom cannon, then shock that one as Bullet gets closer, and you're pulling that first one in with Bullet's taunt radius. So, you know, like I said, it's a lot of back and forth managing of the taunts and the shocks here, and of course then realizing when you get to a point, if you are actually able to continue for an aggressive full clear, or normally getting a mid-engine room, flaring out, and then going for the top one if they do have an engine room at the top there. But of course, as we continue here, I think we were able to continue with a beautiful full clear here, and check this madness out. Just like that, boom goes the dynamite. And as we do continue past 3 RB Bushi here, we do have Arcadios TM. Massive shout out to Chit Silva here, Sugar Shipper 2.0, where you got I don't like when we have Sugar Ship on Sugar Ship. You know, we do have 3 task force with Warship players that are dominating and doing incredibly well. Massive shout out to the Sugar Ship team out there, Sugar Ship 2.0, and of course Sugar Ship 3.0. And here we do have Sugar Ship on Sugar Ship action here with SkullCrusher versus Arcadios TM here. We did end up getting 5 engine rooms, which was pretty epic. So our drop, nothing changes here. You know, I think I've gotten very good with, you know, regards to that Bullet drop under the 2 smoke drop, heavy choppers far left, rocket choppers far right, activating our taunt, cycling our shocks accordingly. This time we were able to get Bullet out without using that shock on that shock launcher on that bottom right side of the ramp there. But as we do get into position here, you can see heavy choppers up front, Bullet taking a little bit of time here. Med kits definitely do come in handy here. I'm not sure if we're using med kits at this point. I do believe we did unlock med kits for this part of the push here. If they do come out, then of course I will let you guys know, but we're just managing our taunt and our shocks as we do progress here. And of course things are moving along there's the med kit, a little bit far back there, so of course a little bit sloppy with it, but we were able to drop one there. And of course Bullet's health was excellent on this. Okay, I think we just kept managing that taunt as we got a little bit closer. I think we were actually able, no, that's right, we did end up leaving one here. I think we realized that we were not going to be able to get the full clear, which then resulted in that backing out, going up for that mid, or maybe it was just these ones right here. No, yeah, that's right. We retreated. I realized the opponent retreated, and this was just a respectful retreat here, trying to get back to the ramp as, you know, easy as possible while avoiding that rocket launcher damage. So again, massive shout out to Arcadios there, and as we do progress, we do have a 7 ER player here, and this was a very aggressive time on my end here. Massive shout out to my CCF, my Chinese character friend, but of course 202 over that 153 here. So check this replay out. And as we do start this one off, this is a 4-4 bullet, heavy chopper, rocket chopper. Nothing really changes on the troops. I think the only difference is that we did end up giving bullet drink over taunt on this one. That's just because this one is more spread out, of course, than those compacts. When the layouts are compact, it does come in handy with taunt, knowing that you are going to render multiple defenses useless with that taunt. When the layout is a little bit more spread out, your taunt, you're really not getting that same effect as those compacts, where drink kind of will come a little bit more in handy, especially if you are keeping the unit together. And, you know, a bullet does excellent damage on those engine rooms with a drink when you are finalizing and finishing up with aggressive Hail Marys. I think here we were allowing a split, you know, but we did have more troops actually, and bullet 3 and 3, sorry, 4 heavy choppers and 3 rocket choppers go down to that bottom mid right engine room. But of course, as soon as we popped that, actually we did a little bit of a preemie there, followed up with artillery to finish it there. And of course, we did aggressively 1-2 the final with some barrage assistance. And of course, as we do progress and continue to the boss fight here, we did get a full clear. This was actually a legendary player that we did end up matching on the stream, and we did actually get a full clear here. I think I went absolute bananas. Oh my god! Yes! Yes! When we end up getting that legendary status on stream after an absolute epic 6-hour push. The dynamite, and there it is, Skull Army! There it is! 5 hours and 54 minutes of madness to get to this point. To not only get to this point, but to bask in the glory of this point, to reminisce to this point, to realize that we still have it, we can still do it, we are still a legendary player in Warships. Let's go, Skull Army. Just grinding, massive up and down. This game is literally an emotion of roller coasters bundled into a grind session, a push session, none the less here. Check this one out, guys. And this was a beautiful, absolute textbook drop here. You can see bullet coming out there. We're clearing the shock mines in the path there, activating taunt as we do get into a position here. And of course, this was all just gravy, managing our shocks and our taunts. And there you can see medkits coming out, managing those medkits accordingly as well. This is exactly what I'm talking about, just pushing forward, managing the attack, cycling the shocks and the taunts accordingly. We did actually flare up for that top right engine room, as we did reposition with a flare to the top left, then cycling a dual shock, rendering those rocket launchers and Doom Cannon useless. As we do continue, there's one engine room left. There's no aggressive flare here, just kind of clearing our surrounding defenses as we set up the aggressive flare at the end there, and nothing better than a full clear against a legendary player for your legendary status in Warships Season 36. Bada boom. So that was really cool right there, Skull Army and friends, none the less there. So that was the epic legendary push there to get SkullCrusher to legendary status. If you guys have made it this far into the video, do not forget to leave a like if you yourself are new, and yes, metaphorically speaking, if you're digging this content, grab that stick of dynamite, light that stick of dynamite, make your way over to that subscribe button, place it, run away, and that's right, blow it up. Join the ranks of the Skull Army today. That will be my final push, my legendary finish for Warship Season 36. Bada boom! I hope you did enjoy, my friends. We did also share some of our tips with regards to what I think it takes to finish as a top 500 player. I do wish the rest of you the best of luck. For those of you that are pushing, for those of you that have parked, we will officially be wrapping things up. Now, I think it's time to make like a Tom and cruise. We'll catch you guys later. Peace!